Hello, how y'all doing today? Welcome to On the Seventh Level with Motor Mouth. And I got a special guest today, a friend of mine from long ago and present still. We communicate every now and then on things that I would really say is on the seventh level. He's an engineer, producer, musician, and all the other things that go along with the entertainment, consultation, coaching, and all the other. But, I'd like to introduce you to Steve Waide. Steve, how you doing today?
Good, Bud. How you doing?
Okay, I'm glad I was able to catch up with you. I know earlier we was talking about some of the lately encounters that you had with the beings, because the show is about defining or the definition of being and harmony. So kind of share with the audience the conversation that we were having.
Well, you and I had a lot of conversations about, various issues for most of our acquaintance, and it all revolves around understanding how we relate and communicate to each other and to the rest of the planet. Having a conversation the other day with one of my clients, Rasta, and we were talking about different religions and how they all related. And one of the things that I was telling him that I respected a lot out of the Rasta movement was the understanding of Jah, and Jah being the Trinity, the Holy Trinity, residing within the human being.
Right.
The human vessel is that person.
Give them harmony, give them focus, balance.
Exactly. It's all about understanding that to move forward with love, you have to love yourself. To move forward with peace and harmony, you have to have peace and harmony within yourself.
Yeah.
So when we relate that back over to music, you and I were talking about chakras, which are pressure points that relate to various different frequencies of the music.
Right, because like when you talk about the pressure points and all, is also, dealing with the vibratory level of oneself.
Yes.
Right.
That natural frequency that we all have to have in order to move through life and be happy with ourselves first.
Yeah, well,
happy with you first.
Yeah, I always say, it's the way that tune yourself, because we got to get through this negative mass that we're traveling through. And a lot of people don't realize, vibrations, the magnetic world that we're are part of, I never met a being yet that wasn't magnetic.
Yeah, that's true. And we all vibrate some kind of energy, on a daily basis. And that's what we have to all wrap our heads around.
Yeah.
I was talking with another young gentleman, client of mine, and we were talking about music frequencies and how those were important to understanding and feeling music.
I agree with say, music is a universal language,
Yeah, it definitely is. And, a suspended seventh will do one thing to your body, where a diminished ninth will do another. And part of music is that tension and release caused by the harmonics of the music that are then reflecting on the chakras of your body.
Yeah, well, that's like with a lot of today's music, just overfusing the body with different rhythms that don't even allow it to be in a natural state.
Right.
For it to heal itself and all this other stuff. I mean, between the foods that we're eating and drinking, the fluids, it keeps the body out of rhythm. And then the music that we really need is out of rhythm. So I can actually understand the point of the chakras is not being, tuned at all.
Right. When your body, and that's a big feeling for me, when your body and the chakras in your body are not aligned and tuned correctly, then you have other things going wrong physically and emotionally and mentally within your life that a lot of other people don't understand.
Yeah, well, you bring on that this ease of one body, which bring on disease. Disease is nothing but more than a manifested a disease is a manifested disease. So let's say it that way.
Right. Right, exactly. So it's, when you talk to young people and they don't want to, they don't want to be involved in that. They don't want to discuss it. They don't want to understand it. Well, one of the things you and I talked about was, that comes from a lot of the trappings of various different religions.
Oh, yeah.
Once you get stuck inside of a religion, you refuse to believe what other belief systems have spent millennia discovering and working on, and because it doesn't fit within our particular religious beliefs, ignore it.
Yeah, well, I believe, all the religion, just think if they didn't have the religion. I mean, because even I understand what you're saying, but, I think the problem is with the people into the religion, they're not doing research. Because if they did research all the way and find out where their ideology or their format, articles, rules, regulations, and their faith and belief actually originated from, then I think we all could be on the one. Because there's only one source of center. And I think that so many times through words, words got vibration where people just become complacent, where they really turned off just from the idea of research, that they rather listen to someone say something and make that be their reality, so getting into scriptures and really finding out who is the character and actually understanding the history.
Yes.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago, you turned on to a book that and I one of these days I'll actually get a copy of it. But she turned me on to the book of Waide.
Okay.
Which I was very impressed because it took all the different scriptures and compared them.
Right.
And let you, say, well, here's what the Jews think, here's what the Christians think, here's what the Muslims think.
Mm-hmm.
Now here's another interpretation of that. And
right.
I think, I think as religious beings, we have spent a lot of our time refusing to read about or look at other religions and other doctrines because we're afraid that what they're going to do to us, instead of comparing them all. And like you and I discussed back then, when you compare them all, they're all the same.
Yeah, well, it is.
They really are.
And I think, what the problem is, that people only draw to one section of their faith or their scriptures and look at it because, as we were saying, when you compare them all, they all is kind of the same. And one of the things I realize in all of them, they still got the star system. They still got astrology in it. They still got astronomy. And people are not leaning to that to understand their self of being because, again, as we were saying, about the vibration of the vibratory level, it have to do with all of it. There's a common denominator on all things that's in the cosmos, in the universe. There is a common denominator.
Everything has to tie together. It's all related back to energy. It's all related back to vibration, and it's all related back to heart and soul.
Yeah.
And that comes from the individual and not from the group.
Mm-hmm. But I find that most of the people that are still searching and trying to find their way for happiness and harmony with inside themselves, they pretty much is based up on solar time. Yes. And so, because we're talking about rhythm, vibration, frequency, and solar time have a different frequency where it's not really of nature. Right? I think that's another thing that throw everybody off balance, where their equilibrium is just not in tune. And in order to tune yourself, you really need to have that in balance, so that you can get the right vibration coming in for coordination, And I think, you would be able to be a lot more happier, with your daily life and what you do, and you'd be a lot more focused.
And that's what I have. I just spent most of my my adult life trying to attain is understanding that vibration and trying to become one with it.
Mm-hmm. Well, on the seventh level, I got some couple potential people I'm looking at to be guests, and they're astronomers, scientists. Some of them work with NASA and the different space projects, and I hope that they can even share light on this, about how we are all commonly connected through matter.
Yes.
And the rhythm, because I think the world could use a real nice new sound of music out there that would soothe the soul and the spirit.
Well, that's actually back to where you and I basically come into all of song. We come into it from that musician side, and I'm 100% behind you with that. I think if we approach music from that soul again,
mm-hmm.
and not from the egotistical world we've been attacking it from for the last 2 decades, I think we can start getting back to the love and the harmony and the vibration that comes from loving yourself first.
Yeah.
And we can apply that to our music. I think we do create music. I think we create a new movement in the world.
Right. Well, they got a new movement now going on in the world,
Yeah.
Yeah, but I can't say it for the best interests of the people or the inhabitants of this world. But, we're losing our civil liberties and different things, and people so far out of tune to everything that's going on that it's happening.
Yes. Everybody's become more concerned about their individual person than how that individual person, that individual vibe, and their individual frequency fit into the big overall picture.
Yeah,
and I think
I agree.
By getting back to loving yourself, by getting back to respecting yourself, and taking that love and respect of yourself and giving it out to more people, I think that starts that new movement. It gets us away from the statistical methodology we've accustomed to today.
Right, I agree. Well, it's getting to that point in time. I really love that you was my guest today on the 7th level, and I know you're going to come back, right?
Hey, man, we'll always come back. Anytime you want to call me, give me a call.
Okay, I sure enough will. And to my listeners out there, if you want to get in contact with me, you can hit me at motormouth@dnadigitalmediagroup.com, or you can go to dnadigitalmediagroup.com. Let me go one more time. You can go dnadigitalmediagroup.com/ on the 7th level .html to get me, or you can go to my Twitter account and give me a tweet. You can tweet me at the 7th level _radio. And I'll be glad to talk to you. And you stay tuned for the next time, I come back. No, I won't go that way. Just stay tuned. And we got some more good things coming up. I won't do it like that. And I'd like to say grace and peace to you all out there. Have a blessed day.
Ciao.
Yeah.